We did it. Beyonce is number one. Beyonce and the Renaissance is number one. We won, High. We won. Speaking of Meg Thee Stallion, Dwayne The Rock Johnson got on Beyonce the Christ internet today to say he would be her dog, which is great because I would love to be The Rock's bitch. Oh, we're going to have fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and babies in between. We're going to have fun tonight because look, Sunday night's episode was pure entertainment. Sunday night's episode was pure entertainment. Like, I was like, it's barely nothing to dissect. Oh, we still gonna dissect. Let's not play. Let's not get crazy. But I was like, yo, we're barely gonna dissect because it was just niggas being outside. Huh? And how could we get mad at that? I'm your host, JustLatasha. This is a dissection. It is Monday evening. We dissect every Monday live, 6 p.m. EST. I'm coming to you barefaced, intellectual, ambitious, successful, creative, and beautiful. One time for the one time. And if you are here on this live, that means you are a patron. Patreon.com/JustLatasha to access the live show. If you are watching this with general access back on my YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and we're gonna do it. Jump into the chat, dissect with me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions because I know you got them. I know you got them. You know, we're gonna have some fun tonight. I tell you that. I tell you that. Thank you guys so much for throwing hearts up in the chat. This is a love room. We love and accept everyone. Hello. So let's see. First comment. What up, Jordan? Hey, Christy. CJ and OG. Jem becoming an OG, I believe. Is that right, Jem? You crossing the OG line, methinks. Cleve is an OG. Hi, Hadia. How are you? Hello. Xylent. Because let me tell you something. I hypothesize another loss. We're going to talk. Tonight's going to be fun. We're going to talk, okay? We bike. What up? Hey, Marissa. Marissa, do your work. Don't play. I did a lot. And we're going to do more. Hello, Trinity Boy. What up, Damien? Throw some hearts up in the chat. Let's do it. Oh, thank you so much, Thomas. Welcome to the dissection. So happy to have y'all here. There's so much to go over, so much to discuss. So I think let's start with our usual. You know, if you guys are here, you've accessed this live show for $5 a month. There's a show live here every Monday, 6 p.m. EST. But starting at the $15 tier and higher, you start to get merch and gifts and really cool stuff. So this month, every month will be a new downloadable gift. Last month was a beautiful digital planner that I made. It was like 30 pages of you just planning out your goals and doing whatever you want, you know, high vibe stuff. This month, I gave a visual dissection. It's a digital PDF download of a full feature film dissection. So I dissected Parasite for you guys. Beautiful book, a keepsake that you guys can have forever. I worked really hard on it. It looks real cute if I do say so myself. So get some good stuff over on Patreon on this page, okay? And as we dive into P-Valley's second to last episode, next week is the finale. An ending. Big old ending. So yeah, let's think about that. Season 2, P-Valley. We have to start off with the color theory because what we do here in a dissection is use actual film knowledge and information to further expand what we saw in one of our favorite TV shows. And so, you know, I'm not just going to rehash what happened. A lot of great people do it, and a lot of people do it greatly. No hate, no shade. But I just want to provide, you know, a different eye to what we're talking about with our favorite TV shows, particularly Black TV and film, okay? So in our color theory, the colors that you see in the show mean things, okay? In this season, episode 1, Andre Watkins, running for mayor, Chucalissa, Mississippi, am I, okay? Said this: there is an unresolved tension between who we are, yellow, who we say we are, blue, and who we want to be. There's so often transitions for the characters between leaving their old life, stepping into something new, ending old cycles, starting new cycles. And so there's that unresolved tension between them having to make those decisions about where they've been and where they're about to go. There's also a heavy theme of death, especially in this season, created by Katori Hall. And so when you see the color pairing of black and white, we are discussing particularly life, represented by the color black, and death, represented by the color white. The first time we saw that, I believe, was also episode 1, when Andre left wherever he was at, with whoever he was with, for Chuckalisa, entered his deceased godfather's home, Mayor Tydell, and played with an empty chessboard. Alive, Andre was playing with the black pieces. Deceased, past, legendary, Mayor Tydell was represented by the white chess pieces, and Andre moved the white pieces instead of what was right in front of him, the black pieces. So we're sort of thinking of legacy and these hereditary generational tales, who we want to be, what we left behind, who we did for others in our bloodline. That's how we're thinking. The color green is usually that unresolved tension between who we are, yellow, with who we want to be, blue, and green is represented between that conversation of the in-between of that space. But also, if we're talking strippers and dances, we're talking money. If we're talking ending old cycles, beginning new cycles, we're talking new life, new journeys, new beginnings by the color green. Usually when we see pink, especially in this series, it represents the status quo of the pink that sort of sets the tone and the rules for all the characters therein whereof. You still with me? It could also represent like love and all that cute shit. And then, of course, when you see the color red across all TV and film, it usually, most of the time, like 97% of the time, represents danger, wounds, pain, stop, caution. But it can also represent power, passion, love, depending on where and how we see it. So we're going to be talking about all those colors. We're going to be breaking down and hypothesizing what's going to happen and what other things meant and all that stuff on tonight. Are we ready to dissect? We're doing it. Okay. Jem says tonight was brilliant. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it was. Okay. Y'all. I'm gonna act a damn fool tonight. I'm warning y'all right now, because first of all, they started like this, and it is not my fault, because we have Andre Watkins for the people versus Pastor Woodbine. Apparently, the twerk god. Just a question, y'all. What the hell is going on? What was that opening? But if you want to lead the people, you want to be of the people, you want to have them support you, you got to speak their language. So Andre Watkins got all the dances, the pop, drop, and lock it on his lap as he's running for the mayor of Chuckalisa. And then we had Pastor Woodbine twerking herself on a damn pole on a float. And I was like, what is this? Entertaining nonetheless. My goodness. I was really trying to figure out the color pairings. We're using the colors of America, very political, red, white, and blue. And figuring out like what these two people specifically dressed in black and white. Life and death. To who? Amongst whom? For what? But I'm really trying to think of the colors and what that could possibly mean. Even before we got to this scene, Andre was in a blue suit and a white tee. And here's sort of where I was toying with, but I didn't quite settle on it because Pastor Woodbine is also in the same exact colors. But for Andre, I was thinking about who he wants to be represented in that blue suit. Who he wants to be is sort of in danger, putting that blue and red together, because, he's outed as not really being Tydell's son, and his dad is really alive, and his dad is a murderer and a convict, and now he has to deal with this new identity, which brought me to him having to face his truth, who he is, which is represented by the yellow of this news reporter asking him questions about his run and his campaign. Not really much yellow around Pastor Woodbine. However, for the most part, she's honest. Like, she be lying, but she be honest about what she lying about. Does that make sense? For the most part, right? But I did notice that her wig was yellow because who they are is for Andre, that's a bit outside of him. He hasn't really been honest with himself. Meanwhile, Pastor Woodbine with this yellowish in her hair is more so wearing it like, this is what I am. I twerk, I dance, and I'm a pastor, and I'm a pole. So it's much more close to home with her, but they still on a very similar path. So I'm kind of there with it, right? What I did think was really interesting is that if I was one of the Chuckalisa local townies, low-key would have voted for Woodbine. Because here's why, all right? Here's why. Now, if she wasn't so demonic, but the people don't know that. If she wasn't so demonic, if I was outside that day and I watched this elder woman who's a pastor and represents religion and God and Christianity display sexuality in the way that she did with her upper body strength and did a full 360 on the pole at her age and her moral code as this face and spokeswoman for Christianity, who we know the people in the church be getting down to the gutter, but they be fake about it. She down to the gutter and in the church, and she lets you know that. And her displaying herself as this dancer, as this stripper at her age, asking you to put her in a position of power while the stripper is the one giving the money to the people with them gold guns. Period. You got my vote. I'm sorry. You got my vote. What? You got my vote. That was iconic. And it was sort of like this gender inversion, this power inversion. Like, oh, y'all want to look down on me? Y'all think y'all want to try to look down on me? How about I make it rain on you? Call me a stripper again. I see you diving for dollars. If I was a Chuckalisa, Mississippi ass woman, I would have been down to the poll. I'm not the voting polls, not the dancing polls. But I mean, who's judging? What is going on? It was so random. I'm like, maybe I missed something yet again from season 1 because I'm like, this is so random, but okay. Hey, Nicole, that ad was totally based on the real ad that happened during last election cycle. I laughed so hard. Who was it? Okay. So it was a little tongue-in-cheek local insider joke. Got you. Yo, that was so funny because I was like, what is going on? I hate Patrice so much, but I'm so happy that the bribe didn't work just so I could see all this foolishness. Mercedes must have paid her well because she ain't keep not $1 of that man's money. Yeah, y'all could have got half for the show, but she gave it all out. Like, damn. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the room so iconic. I will say, us as the omnipresent viewing audience know how shiesty Patrice Woodbine is, but most Chuckalisa natives really don't know. And that's my thing. Like, she looks real as hell. And I'm not gonna lie, she would have had my vote down because that was iconic. Like, that was iconic. So drop who y'all voting for in the comments. Yeah, I know we got to get to the lovers because I know we have to get to the lovers. Murder also gets my vote. If I do say so myself, Murder also gets my vote. Here's the thing, right? Like, first of all, Sugar Grits. Let's take another vote. Sugar Grits or Salt Grits? Patrice or Andre? Sugar Grits or Salt Grits? Let's start off with a war. Let's start off with a battle. Sweet. Salty. Come on, black folk. Is we doing sugar? Now I know if you're from the South, you do period. I know if you're from the South, y'all be doing the sugar grits. Really, I'm from New York, from Queens, now in Brooklyn, and it's salt for me. But the fact that Murder makes sugar grits in the morning after he done laid that thing down, not us being by for grits at me, bruv. Salt. Look, salt wins. I'm sorry. But the fact that he was making them and put the sugar in the grits and was doing it after he laid it down, I was like, where are you about to go? Now, here's the thing with this relationship. I thought we were building a home. Does this not look like it should be here? I thought we was building a home, but Murder here talking about he gotta go, and Clifford's like, yeah, you can. What happened? And the thing is like Murder is softly like releasing himself. And Clifford agrees. And Clifford, not knowing Murder's wound, what he's carrying around, and she asked him, can you imagine not being there for the end of somebody, for somebody you love with all your heart? Could you imagine not being there at the end for somebody to love with all your heart? Murder says, nah. A lie. A lie. And the way that Murder is softly removing himself over this meal feels like that last meal. The way Teak was like softly like removing himself, like, no, go have your love. It's fine. I'ma just take care of me. And over this meal, they talking about Clifford and Murder talking about leaving and separating. And this looks like an inversion. And this is going to be the first inversion of the night that I'm pointing out. Because the darkness in Uncle Clifford's home versus the light behind Teak and Murder, the way Clifford and Teak are sitting on opposite sides but wearing the same color, the way the white is shining behind them, signaling some sort of ending or a death because white is a death color. It feels like our first inversion of the night. And I'm wondering why Murder is making this sacrifice to remove himself and why Clifford is good with it. Like, y'all love each other. Just do the thing. So it feels like Murder is removing himself from this love the way Teak did. But in its place, Murder is picking up Teak's violence. Murder is picking up Teak's anger. Because Teak is in the ground with Murder's wraps, but I believe Murder is alive with Teak's spirit. They're still attached. They're still together. So this is it's a little heartbreaking. Period. Big Murder isn't ready to live in the light. I said this since season 1. It's sad, but that's how life works right now. Hold up. I think we got some information here, folks. I saw some tea from Katori, the creator of P-Valley, that Lil Murder may be bi. Now, wait a minute. Okay, so Veronica, I asked this too, but Murder tried that whole Cisco thing when we first saw Murder Bottom for the first time. Murder tried and Clifford stopped him. You're not ready yet. Only when you're ready, then tell me what happened. So Clifford still doesn't know, but also that was Clifford's encouragement for Murder to keep that secret. But I'm like, it's time for you to let the cat out the bag because this is becoming a lot. It's getting too heavy. It's getting too heavy. You said a lie? He was there for Teak at the end. How's that a lie? I'm talking really fast, so I don't remember what I said. But I think what I am getting at and where this question connects is that Murder is not admitting to Clifford what that wound is. He popped up on Uncle Clifford, covered in blood, didn't say what happened. And so they still have this big secret between them about where Murder was, who he was with, what he was doing, and what happened that night. I think that's where we're meeting. Not Murder Lord. Murder was feeling Cliff out with that statement about moving on, I believe. Like, I'm gonna let you say it, but if you with it, I'm with it. Something like that. I'm so sorry. Hey, niece. I'm so sorry. This is an adult show. Okay. I also have some bad news as well, you guys. I'm not an optimist. I'm really sorry because I don't think sis is gonna make it out. I really don't. I really do not think Keyshawn is going to make it out. And here's why, right? Like, we saw in this scene with Keyshawn and Haley, you know, behind the Pink in the office or wherever they was at. I don't even understand all the rooms of the Pink. They be anywhere. It's always some new room. I don't even understand the layout of the Pink. But there was a lot of green on her because, right, we're in between that transition of who you are, yellow, and who you're trying to be, blue, and combining those two or transitioning those two will lead you to green. So she's obviously in a transition between staying in Chuckalisa, staying in her relationship, or making a brand new decision, going on a brand new journey, and getting the hell out of Dodge. I feel really funny because there's a lot of she's wearing white, which is a death color. But the thing is this, like, white could just be symbolizing and ending a death to an old cycle. So yes, maybe she is gonna leave. We have that blue behind her saying where she wants to be, what she's going to end, where she wants to be. But then I'm brought back again with this pink because yes, she's in the pink, but is she still in love? And here's where I'm really getting tripped up with this pink wig. Could be symbolizing love, but with this white tee could be symbolizing a death. She's very nervous, as she should be. And the creators and the writers of this story are very realistic about abuse victims and what that looks like. And the stat for abuse victims is that it takes you around 8. It takes you around 8 times to leave. And the stat is if you get caught or if you trying to leave or you change your mind or something goes wrong, that does not fare well for the abuse victim. Derek is as violent as he has ever been. And this girl got to make the decision now or never. So this white with the pink, with that green, I don't know if I'm coming or going, with that nervousness, I'm like, girl, run. Like, make it out. Make it out. I really want to see it. But P Valley feels a little Game of Thrones to me. Like, sometimes the characters get their ass beat and we just be sitting there heartbroken. So I don't know. I don't know. Also, I don't have a photo, but Haley in the scene in this portion of the season, the second half of the season, as it's coming to the finale next week, Haley is wearing a ton of black. In the beginning, she was wearing all these white suits, you know, to symbolize death because she wanted to kill the Pink and, you know, buy into this casino and cash out. But as she's beginning to take all this time to explain to everyone around her how this casino and this buyout could be a benefit, let this thing go. And people are starting to feel her a little bit. They're starting to agree some, like maybe it's not a bad idea to let this place go. She's starting to wear a lot of black, which is the color equality to life, bringing life. So that sort of transition to where, like, I hate her. She wants to end the Pink, to her wearing all this black and being like, thank you, Haley. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Haley. It was like, you just needed to see the vision out for a second. Uncle Clifford's still not sold. Big L is definitely not sold. But even in losing this place, losing the Pink, later, jumping to the end of the episode, Andre makes a speech in the Pink during this big party that this place has become a house of love for the community. So there would still be so much loss for the community. So is this casino being here really helpful for everyone involved, as Haley is leading all of us to believe? That's my thing. I do want to talk about this as well real quick, y'all, before we stop. Oh, Diamond. Oh, Diamond. Pouring water for Keyshawn. I'll tell y'all something. I'll tell y'all this. I can't say it because So Iconic's niece is in the room. What I will say is this. He could offer me so much more than water to drink. I'll drink way more than that. This is embarrassing. Get serious, y'all. Let's talk about the water. This is also looking like another inversion. Diamond in black appearing as a visual inversion to Ernestine, who is wearing white, as she's once again rejecting water, who she thinks is coming from her deceased daughter. This white death color. And last time we saw Ernestine, we know that bonding with water or accepting water from the dead brings you closer to death. Death is sort of like a portal between life and death. And as we can see, she appears to still be kind of holding it off, stalling it off, versus Diamond, who's in black, pouring water for Keyshawn. Does it symbolize him bringing new life for her, wishing her well? This bridge from the death of Derek. Something sort of also to an inversion of season 1, where Keyshawn didn't allow Diamond to separate her from Derek. And so now as he pours water for her, is that the blessing for her to make that break, to bring the death to that relationship? Now, I think it would be cute if he saves her, but I think it would be powerful if she saves herself. I think that's really what we're all buying into and what we're all waiting for. So I would love to see her save herself, but I wouldn't mind if Diamond saves her this time as well. And also, if you guys notice, there is yellow and red behind them in the kitchen clutter, symbolizing the truth of their identity, their feelings for each other, where there's a wound here. So let me slow it down and tap back in with y'all. Are we? I'm trying to take care of the baby, So Iconic. I really am. This ain't that show. Because it says to be continued. We didn't see her leave. She still got to go get her kids. Do she already got the money from the door? We hope, but I don't know. Trini Boy says, don't take anything to eat or drink from Beulah grandmother Ernestine. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Diamond finds peace in water and finds the calm. Ernestine sees the tumultuousness of water and thus fears it. Only because Diamond is a magic worker, a root worker, a magic healer worker, laying hands, doing all that. I believe that the water is definitely symbolic across the board. We're sort of rooting for the death of Keyshawn's connection with Derek, or rooting for Derek's death. And we're still sort of wanting Ernestine to stay around, so avoiding death. So it may kind of, that's kind of where I'm finding the connection. But yes, give me your ideas. You know what, guys? How did I get any work done on set? I know he smells good. Did you see them standing right behind his neck? Did y'all see them standing right behind his neck with them diamonds on? Stop. We're gonna move on. Because I really can't. Yeah, ma'am, it's time to go, Mercedes. You're done. Not to be rude, you're a legend. You're a legend. But it's time to go, mama. You held on for as long. Come on, look at the white shining. Like, please see me. Please choose the ending. Please choose the death of your career, mama. We off the pole. Please. That white was shining, shining, shining. Mama, it's time to put it down. And let me tell y'all something real quick, like not to be all preachy, but like when it physically hurts when you're past your point of exit, like when you're supposed to move out and move on to something else, there actually is like a physical manifestation of pain. Like I know when I'm past my exit when I feel sick and heavy and bad, and it turns into that when you're past the point where you're supposed to leave already. So the fact that this wound won't go away after the healing, after addressing it, after resting, after she did everything she could, but every time she gets back on that pole, that wound is right back in her arm. It's time to go, baby. It's time to go. And really what it's starting to seem thematically is that in this episode in particular, all of the characters are visiting their own graves. You are visiting your point of death. Even when Keyshawn, I think she said it last episode, like, I can't believe I'm back here. Mercedes is still trying to work this pole, mama. This is your grave site. This is where like you've embodied death here. It's time to go. This is like your exit point. This is your stop, right? So in thinking that we've seen Teek's funeral, but now it feels like in this episode, people are sort of visiting their own memorial sites, visiting their own grave sites. This whole scene with Farrah felt memorial-like. Let's eulogize in memory the legend that was Mercedes. We know who you are. We know what you can do. We know how great you are, but the sun is setting. The sun is going down. This feels so memorial-like you're visiting yourself. That very out-of-body experience, like you are looking down and visiting and stopping by, seeing your life flash in front of your eyes. It felt so memorial-like she's so strong. She's so strong, right? Another inversion of how her weakness has brought her into a new journey, and people remember her as she's so strong. All this white in the gallery, symbolizing this ending of whatever cycle she was on, symbolizing the death of this old life. It's time for Mercedes to find something new. It was like a eulogy, right? And not for nothing, I would have been ran back to Farrah. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I would have been ran back to Farrah because, first of all, of course you're getting divorced. You messed up my bag, I'm gonna mess up your marriage. That's an eye for an eye, and we like each other. I just feel like that's common communication. No, I know you got a nice divorce settlement, and I know you're done because you cut your hair. You was waiting to exhale. You cut your hair. You're finished. She would have asked me that question down at the gallery. I would have said, "What time and where we live in? Can Terica come?" You want to find your own path without your 40 grand? Mama, come on. Come on. I would have had a new life. I would have been a kept woman. I would have been out of there. Did somebody say new life? Did somebody say new life? Oh, Haley. The inversion, the color pairing of black and white, life and death. How Miss Autumn Night has a deceased daughter as she may be welcoming a or two new children. Did somebody say new life? Whisper, who talks to the dead or the unalive or the not alive yet, or might be here, might not. Whisper, who talks to the dead, talking about, are you ready for some twins? Watch your mouth. Let's start there. You're supposed to speak over the dead, not over my life. I did not permit you to whisper that over me. You came over here and asked me if I'm ready for twins. Because first of all, you playing in my face. You and Roulette don't look alike. So who are you talking about? What do you mean by that? The way I would have been a kept wife for Farrah is the way Andre gets to be a kept husband with some rich ass Haley coming up. and you run the city, it's giving Rock Nation brunch. I feel like all these decisions would be easy for me. You follow the love and the money. Now imagine they happen at the same time. We're in unity. Which would also be new life for Andre if he has this child with Haley, because he is sort of continuing the legacy of his chosen father, Mayor Tydell, as he becomes a father and has his child, right? Continuing that legacy from the deceased to the living. But it's not supposed to be two niggas here. Whisper, you wildin'. As a matter of fact, mind your business and get to the locker room. Wipe up, change. Your shift's about to start. Uncle Clifford, rule number 1, let the stage be your stepping stone, not your tombstone. Trini boy. Woo! I know one thing. For everybody to be sliding Mercedes to cut of all those sales, would she sign off in the exhibit? Probably just a release form the way everybody do. Sure, you use my image. You could pay me an exposure. Your man got a rich biracial bestie. Don't block your blessings with a condom. Now scream when Whisper said, "You ready for twin?" Like, mind your business, dog. What up, cat? Don't wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. No, I'm sorry. I can't. No, not today, Prophet Isha. No, ma'am. I have a feeling in the interim, because where is he at? Mayor Kyle is going to use the fact that Andre and Pastor Woodbine split the vote and win mayoral race. Dang. We need another Black person in charge here. Because like what else are we gonna do? Now, here's why last Sunday night's episode of P Valley was iconic. Let me just break down what had happened, because this club's got everything. It's got a dead guy with a pregnant baby mother, a gay rapper with a chip on his shoulder, a three-way love affair. Hello, Megan the Stallion. It's got gang warfare. It's my favorite genre of nigga. It's delicious. Tonight is a great night. When I saw the pregnant baby moms outside with the gang signs, I said, "Oh, we're going to have fun tonight. Let's have some fun tonight." Let's be very clear. Teak is very here. Look at the inversion between the Last Supper and Murder standing next to Megan the Stallion. The white versus the red, the black versus the white. This is the same shot. It's the same thing. I also am not an optimist concerning Murda. And I don't think we're going to lose like two more of our favorite characters, right? I don't think we're going to lose Keyshawn and Murda, but something don't feel good. Okay, I don't have high hopes for Murda because he's in this yellow and red. And I don't know if this means there's a wound to his identity because he's hiding. Obviously, he's in love with Uncle Clifford. He's hiding the fact that he had to bury his love, Teak. All of this masculinity hip hop performance is a danger to his identity and everything that he actually is. But also is very much a target on his back tonight. When a Black woman has intuition, you better run. Okay? Because Pico's baby mother was like, "I know he did it." There is a target on Murda's back, and he got Teak's violence and rageful spirit in him, so he's not making clear decisions. You got fine-ass Maine suspecting it as well. It's too hot. It's too hot. So the fact that, we was looking at Megan in white, which is very much a death color. Who and what will die? Who and what is it going to be? Just using my thinking caps, okay? Also, something slick that they like to slide this in the dialogue, and if you're not quick with it, you're gonna miss it. Murder's jewelry is spoken as ice, which we understand is water. So you got water on your neck. That bridge to the dead, the portal to the life and the dead. You got water, you got that ice on your neck. I see you. Which is the same thing Roulette says about her new necklace, which is a gun. I got to keep some water on me. Inversion. Murder's ice, Roulette's water, the life and death symbolism, the death symbolism, actually. I got to keep that water on me. Real slick. And so later in the episode, as everything blows up and comes to fisticuffs, Murder swears to Clifford that he's going to kill more people. And he's not going to bring nobody on road. He's going to be his own security. That's you fully embodying the spirit of Teak. I'm security now. You embodying the spirit of the dead in your life to take more lives. And you swear on it. Go ahead, Murder. Push another stool over. I dare you. I double dog dare you. You mad? You mad? I'd like to revisit the first question of the night. What the hell going on? What is going on around here, P Valley? What is going on? We saw this season 1. I don't remember anything from season 1. Once the show is over, I move on. I don't keep it stored. So when I saw this, I was like, where did we go? Where did we go? Okay. What the hell going on? The biracial baddie likes to go back in time. A little role play. Having his white side meet his black backside. Too close to home for me. And at this point in the show, I got questions. Just bear with me. I have questions. Where's Montavious? He was going around shaking the table, spooking people, possessing people, harassing people, being 7 pounds of weight in somebody's show. Where's Montavious these days? Is he finished? Is he done? Found his eternal slumber? If Montavious is stuck in the paradise room, is he watching this right now between Corbin and Uncle Clifford? Do we like it? If Montavious is still in the paint, how does he feel about Haley's baby? Do we know? It's been a little too quiet. Did Diamond not get possessed by Montavious when he went to the paradise room and touched the water? That puddle? Or Montavious was literally crawling out? We saw Diamond get a little shook. Diamond's not possessed? Because that's what I thought he was. Hadn't seen him in a while. Where is Big Bone's obsession coming from, and why is she obsessed when her nigga's 20 feet away? All you got to do is go talk to him. She on her phone staring him down with Montavious's ring, and she's like really like growing this attachment after he withheld his seed from you because he didn't want that to happen. It's happening anyway. Is that Montavious? Where is he? Where am I? And what the hell is going on with Corbin? I just got like real questions. Are we watching a love root happen slowly but surely and in real time? Because at this point, I just want to like clarify. So by the time the finale comes, I'm like locked in. Is that has to be. Meg look good as hell. Yes. I don't know if they're going to die, but something really terrible is coming. I feel. I don't feel good about those two characters in particular. And yes, Murder looked good as hell on the stage. Y'all going off. Let's see. I knock all this shit over. Yeah, it was hella acidic in his club. Jem, your vocabulary is, I love it. It's stunning. It's so funny. It's hella acidic in his club. Didn't feel playfully hype. It almost felt like an undertone of heat and burning, volatile. The men was going off. The men are scary. You can't be next to niggas fighting. It's a lot. Okay, so we're hypothesizing that Big Bone is Montavious, that he jumped body to body to body, and he settled on Big Bone. Well, I'm finished with Montavious. Okay, the biracial baddie do like getting his ass beat. Okay, that was Mercedes' first client and Keyshawn in season 1. Got it. Okay. Corbin, my man's is really going through some identity things. Not quite white, though passable, but you want to be whipped on your back like a slave? Oh, I'm not helping anyone. Hey, Nicole, who says this is not a surprise. He gets to control the beating. He is asking for it, thought it was an inversion of what his childhood must have been like. Why do black men like creating their trauma in the bedroom? We'll never understand that. We'll never understand that. Half and half, really drop quarter mil. He and Cliff got to have history for real. I don't know why Big Bone is so attached to, I mean, I think we all know why she's attached, but is Montavious involved? And how long has he been involved? Has he been taking down his dick too? I find it interesting that the paradise room where Montavious died used to look like heaven, and now it looks like the pits of hell. Anything but paradise. Anything but paradise. Okay, so Katori's explanation of this scene with Mercedes and Big Murder in the paradise room. I didn't see it. Not talking about it tonight. But Murder loves bonding with the girls. He got tight relationships with all of them. Where is it? What month is it? Is it Happy Pride? Period. Cause y'all know what y'all doing. It's like when Big T went to go pee next to Lil Murder in the bathroom. Y'all know exactly what y'all doing. Y'all trying to awaken my demons. Oh, they're woke. Let's bow our heads in prayer. Close your eyes, bow your head. Dear God, send me a man that smiles like a god before he knock a nigga out. And then send me a side piece, Lord. Send me a side piece that rescues me with an inappropriate shotgun, but is smart enough to know when to shoot. Because he was running around that club with the gun and ain't pulled that trigger once. He just want to let niggas know he got it. Oh, he got it. He got it. He do got it. Forgive him, Key. I don't even think Diamond's brain is his own right now, to be honest with you. He's not really rejecting you. He just can't see straight right now because it's a ghost in his girl, or it's a ghost in Paradise Room, or it's a ghost in the ring, or it's a ghost in... He possessed, I think, and either by you or like Montavious or by Big Bone. I don't really know where Montavious is, but I don't think Diamond is like Diamond. You know what I mean? So forgive him, Key. He ain't mean to run off on you like that. I'm sure he meant... They was kissing for a minute. They was kissing for... You know, I feel like so many of the characters are visiting their graveyard. They are visiting the dead, the old life. Because Miss Man popped up, we thought we was done with you. And no shade. But now that you're back, I have a word because, ma'am, take it all. Take it all. Because how did. So, you know what? When Andre went home and found her sucking a little dick, just having a taste, she was just tasting it. You tripping. She was going to get right back. She was just tasting a little dick, but you found her in the daylight. But when she comes and finds you with Miss Haley Autumn Night, she came in the nighttime and inversion. And when I tell you, Miss Ma'am, take it all. And I'm by all, I mean the money, the casino, the rat race, his legacy, Haley's baby, her light skin privilege. When I say take it all, I'm not playing with you. I gotta find you creeping in the nights. Cause you gave me Call of Duty, but she gets the mayoral race. I would have claimed everything. Squatters' rights, fucking rent control. Like my charges wouldn't even have made sense. But it wouldn't have mattered because this is the principle of how you niggas act. Before we get out of here, I have a ton of questions that I want to ask you guys. And I really just want to have a conversation with you all. So let's talk about Uncle Clifford because Big L says something to her that really kind of stuck out to me emotionally. So I just want to dive into the chat before we go, just for this kickback before we head into the finale next week. Big L says something to Uncle Clifford, and I just have some questions and I want us to talk through it as a family. Okay. Here's what I would like to talk through for a second. Because upon discovering Big L's drug scheme, Uncle Clifford fires Big L. And Big L says, "You got snakes in your grass." And also notes that Uncle Clifford is losing her power. So let's really look at the conflicts on Uncle Clifford's plate, right? Because Grandmother Ernestine is dying. So right now, Uncle Clifford has no physical guidance. Keyshawn is leaving. Mercedes is retired. Murda. And Murda, you ain't even asked to do your event at the Pink. You just said what you was going to do during COVID when I don't even have the full capacity like that. You lucky you cute. And you gave me sugar grits this morning. You're lucky. Because that that actually would have bothered me. Pink is at capacity in COVID, so you might have another closing of the Pink, right? You got that hater outside on behalf of healthcare or whatever. You got Roulette and Whisper kind of doing sex work with the clients of the Pink, like not under the roof, but like using it as a way to do something that I don't think is a part of your rule book. And then Haley might just sell the joint. So you got a lot of conflicts for Uncle Clifford, right? So is Uncle Clifford securing her power? Do we think Uncle Clifford is losing her power? And what would reclaiming it look like? Is Uncle Clifford actually losing her power? And what would reclaiming it look like? Hold on to this. I'm going to put a little star on it. Hold on to this. Hold on to the bro. See, I'm not bugging. I knew I wasn't bugging. I think y'all are on the lane that I'm on. Let's just lip locking. The nerve of Andre to act hurt after his wife did a whole Why you have to use the word throat? Uncle Clifford has lost her power. Uncle Clifford doesn't have any power in this whole situation. But baby, it's a renaissance. There's going to be a shift, and Uncle Clifford will reign again. Even as her notoriety is growing, Megan Thee Stallion was like, "We heard about you in down to Houston, Texas." Now, what you heard was wrong. She's not a pimp, but you heard about her. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close. So we believe we believe that Uncle Clifford lost her power. I think Uncle Clifford's power is deeply rooted in her emotional strength. She has a myriad of things happening that are rocking her emotional core, so that making her power construct making her power construct a little loose. Ooh, Uncle Clifford will rise like the phoenix. So fell a little bit. Big L was right as he's getting fired. Big L was right that you've been knocked off your game. You've been knocked off the top. You've been knocked off your power. And I believe season 3 will watch that rise again, that rediscovering of the power. Okay, because Maine said Mississippi was dancing like it was her last dance, and Mercedes said she was. I don't want to make this hypothesis. But I think watching Teak slowly die over that episode where he finally took his life, it was like we were watching all the signs. So I just want to bring your attention to the final image of the episode. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll be your sister for life. I'll be your sister for life. Red lipstick, yellow light, white lights. I'll be your sister for life. And Keyshawn wore white all episode. The thing is that this episode looked like the characters were visiting their own grave sites, visiting their own funerals, visiting their own memorial sites. This looks like an epitaph. The writing on the tombstone. I want to be wrong. And y'all know I'll be making some wild hypothesis about the show. I don't know nothing ahead of nobody else. It's a wild guess. But what y'all did with Teak, just a wild guess. I'll be your sister for life. That feels eternal. That feels everlasting. So I have a bad feeling. I'm rooting for Keyshawn. I want her to pull the trigger. I want to see Derek's brains splattered on the pavement like anybody would. Hello? But she wrote that in red lipstick. She wrote that in blood. Now look, I don't I can't even say it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't then don't. Something's gonna bring her real close because she's missing it by the hair on her chinny chin at this point, bro. Like, what if Keyshawn doesn't actually die but fakes her death to get away from Derek? So she has to ensure everyone she knows and loves feel like she's dead as well to start her new life. That would be great. She's got a new name. Haley got her like the new passport and ID or whatever. Like, you just take your cash and go. Like maybe. But the thing about making a plan is, especially if you're working in drama TV, the thing about making a plan is that it's gonna go to shit. And so she's supposed to make a clean break. He's at work. She working late. The babies are somewhere of thereof and what as. And she's just supposed to hit the road. So, I'll be watching next week. Let's hope we're wrong. We want to see her drive off into the sunset. We want to see it, okay? And then I'll come back and be like, "Woo! It didn't happen. Thank God, but it was looking real close." Unfortunately, Katori has been keeping it very real this entire season, so it would be very real if she does end up dying, because that is a sad but true ending of domestic violence and victims. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think they're gonna do both. I don't think they're gonna do both, but so many Rapunzel references. Wonder what I'm missing in the story besides the obvious. Yes, it was very fairy tale. We went back to that fairy tale theme, and she's like, "My hair's long enough," and the big bad wolf ate the key, and I could go. And I was just like, I don't know what y'all talking about, because Corbin's getting beat up in the back. We got bigger fish to fry. Okay. That wouldn't work. She's too famous. I feel like the writers made us know she had so many followers and notoriety. She has to either escape with life or death. Famous niggas die all the time. That's it. This was a dissection. This is our second to last episode. Next week will be the last episode of P-Valley season 2. And I thank you guys for being here. I thank you guys so much for supporting me. It really means a lot to me. So if you guys are watching this, please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the likes. Let's leave some hearts up in the chat before we go. I am live every Monday night, 6 p.m. EST right here, patreon.com/JustLatasha. You guys can click the links and the buttons and all the things to access this live show for $5. You can also check out my website, JustLatasha.com, where I have my own screenplays and my own log lines that you guys can read. And of course, my sketch comedy series, Just Latasha's Interactions, is coming out very, very soon. So many good things. So I'm gonna just wrap it up because I like to talk a lot, but y'all know I'm a funny nigga. I be cracking jokes. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love you guys to pieces. Period. Hit that like button on your way out. Thank you so much. And I like nights like tonight where I could just like, if y'all give me an entertainment episode, let's kick back and have some entertainment. Like, we just gonna do that. It's all right, Kat. I see you. It's all good. All right, you guys have a great evening. See ya. Have a great week. Bye.